What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, coming to you with another 7-round mock draft. It's supposed to be mock draft Monday. We're doing it on a Tuesday. It is what it is. Yesterday, obviously, I did a breakdown on the depth chart, taking a look at the updates. Recently, I'm recording this at like 1:30 on Tuesday. The Ravens just announced 11 minutes ago that they have signed cornerback Awuzie to a 1-year deal. So bringing in one of those vet cornerbacks we've been talking about to come in and provide a little bit of insulation to TJ Tampa. So that's going to be kind of factored into how we obviously go about this mock draft. Really, really excited about this signing. Awuzie is one of those typical vet corners that I think he can be a stopgap starter. He's one of those guys. I would compare him more to like a Rock Sin, where it may or may not work, versus some of the guys that they've had some success, like Ronald Darby, who's come in and played in limited role. So interested to see how it pans out, but nice to see the Ravens making that addition by getting a veteran in there, because that's so important going into the draft. And it really shows how important it is to plug those holes and really put you in a position to go BPA. Now, I don't feel like I need to go corner. Really interesting to have this happen on the day I put out a mock draft. So it's a good sign. It really means that there's no explicit hole on the team right now in terms of having a starter there. Obviously, some people want to see upgrades, like on the guard position, inside linebacker, edge rusher, that sort of thing. Those are upgrades. I think right now there's reasonably a starter at every position. So let's jump into the mock draft with that in mind and dive right into it. So same thing as always, 7-round mock draft here using PFF because it's seems to be the most consistent in terms of giving us some interesting outcomes. So as pick 27 rolls around, this has been kind of the board we're getting quite a bit set up here with really 4 key names on this board that I would be leaning towards. It'd be James Pierce Jr., Walter Nolan, Gray Zabel, and Derek Harmon. And it's all about the flavor you want. You know, do you want that interior pass rusher in a Walter Nolan with the relentless motor? Do you want the disruption of a Derek Harmon? Do you want the slipping edge rusher that is souped up explosive in James Pierce, or do you want to go with the Swiss Army knife offensive lineman? And for the purposes of this one, I'm actually going to go with Walter Nolan, and I've done his tape. It's on the channel. This is a guy that I think makes a ton of sense as the Ravens' third defensive tackle, spelling Travis Jones on obvious passing situations, playing with Matabike, and really providing that interior pass rush. Really copying that Eagles model. That would be kind of the Milton Williams role where he came in for Jordan Davis on passing downs. Sets up at pick 59. A ton of options here as well. This is where I've been finding I reach for a corner a lot. Now I don't feel like I have to do that. So it really shows how much getting that vet corner in here is important. I'm really looking at Kyle Kennard, Josiah Stewart, and a little bit at Jack Sawyer here. I'm actually going to go with Josiah Stewart. One of the things that stood out to me about Stewart was seeing his pass rush win rate on obvious passing down. So that's second and long, third and long situations. He was top 5 in this class in pass rush win rate. That's really what the Ravens need. They need a situational pass rusher that can come in and get after the quarterback. That sets us up here with a pick in the 3rd round. And I'm going to go to the William and Mary tackle and get Charles Grant, because Charles Grant is one of the best athletes in this draft at the offensive line position. I think he comes in and really fits what the Ravens want to do at the guard position. Comes in day one, competes at guard, but can provide that long-term left tackle ability behind Ronnie Stanley. Also kick out if needed. So through 3 picks, we've addressed the trenches pretty heavily. Really like how this is set up. A little bit of a different combination than you guys have seen on the channel. But the thing that stands out with all 3 of these guys, very athletic and very geared towards the pass game. We have a good pass protector in Charles Grant, but also the athleticism in the run game. And then we have 2 guys that disrupt in the pass rush game, guys that were able to get sacks, get production, that sort of thing. So I think that's what fans have been looking for, is really those picks that will complement that. Here at pick 129, I really like the pick of Zy Alexander. Again, I think it complements adding Awuzie to that depth chart, coming and compete with TJ Tampa, provide some of that. Then we look at the safety position. Billy Bowman Jr. will be an interesting one for Ravens fans because he's not a very good tackler, but in that Geno Stone type role of being a middle fielder and allowing the team to have some versatility with Kyle Hamilton. I think that's really what role he'd step into. So the Ravens really addressed the secondary here with that fourth round. So, through the first 5 picks, feel really good that we've found that balance of BPA, but also addressing some key needs. That sets us up here. I'm going to go ahead and grab, it's between Logan Brown and Denzel Burke. I'm going to go with Logan Brown, who is the right tackle out of Kansas. One guy that I thought really excelled. You see right here, he played, I believe he was hurt in 2023, but took over some snaps due to injury in 2022 and then played a lot in 2024. You can see here, obviously limited snaps given he's under 1,000 as a pro, or as a college player, sorry, but 0 sacks allowed. And this year only 6 here. He's only let the quarterback get hit twice in about, if you look pass rush snaps, 350. So this is a guy that I think can be a swing tackle, a guy that complements what they have in Ronnie and Roger Rosengarten. And what I do with Logan Brown in this situation is just let him develop as a tackle. I don't bring him in to compete at guard right away. I let him just develop there. I feel really good about that. Again, I think it's a scheme fit. I think he fits really well into what the Ravens want to get. And that sets us up here with pick 183. Not seeing what I want to do here. I think maybe we'll go with, I think we're going to go with Dante Thornton Jr. and bring in the speed because that's really what he provides. I think if the Ravens are going to add a wide receiver, they need to have that type of skill set to be able to add to what's already on the roster. They have a spot with the wide receiver 6 spot. I think he's a guy that can kind of step in there and provide some of that ability. That sets us up here. I'm going to go with Jackson Slater out of Sacramento State. True guard. We've kind of this 3 offensive line approach is really what I want to land on for the Ravens. We have Charles Grant as that guy that comes in and competes at guard, but is a long-term tackle or a potential tackle as well. We have a true developmental swing tackle in Logan Brown, and then a guy that can compete at guard who I think has a much higher ceiling than a lot of guards in this class. He's just a small school guy in Jackson Slater. So I really like the way these offensive line picks have come out. We've added 3, which is what my goal is in this draft. And it set us up pretty well. I'm going to add Teddy Buchanan out of California. Very athletic, probably the most athletic linebacker at the combine this year. Think will really fit into what the Ravens want to get there. And we're also going to add, I think we're going to bring in No, let's go back to Hunter Wohler. I add him all the time. I like him too much. I just think he's that versatile DB that the Ravens love, and I think he's that high-level special teamer that they can develop. I know people are probably sick of me picking him, but there's just too much there that I think he would excel at. And I'll finish this one off, add Ty Robinson into the defensive line mix. So that's where our draft has ended. Feel really good about what we accomplished in this one. Again, trench heavy, but really focusing on guys that impact the pass game, which I think is what a lot of folks want to see. If there's any limitation to this draft, I'd say it's probably around the linebacker spot. That's probably my biggest concern. But you see, we start with Walter Nolan, Josiah Stewart, Charles Grant. Feel really good about that 1, 2, 3. I think those are 3 guys that really fit what the Ravens want to do, getting a lot more athletic. We address the secondary big way. With bringing in Zy Alexander and Billy Bowman in the 4th round. We get our developmental swing tackle in Logan Brown. We get the speedster in Deontay Thornton. Jackson Slater comes in and competes at guard with that small school pedigree. We had an athletic linebacker in Teddy Buchanan. We get sort of a dime linebacker or dime safety in Hunter Wohler, and then a souped-up athlete in Ty Robinson. So that's really where this draft will come to an end. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear from you. That's all I have for you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.